What up, y'all? It's your man, Abuamerican, on OG Logic by himself. I am alone today. Today. Bobby might pop in. Sadiq definitely ain't gonna make it, but I'm here by myself. So, yeah, I'm gonna talk about. There was this old song, Friends. It was a stupid song. Who wrote that song? Anyway, I ain't gonna play it. I'm not gonna look it up. There's some dumb song about friends. I want to talk about friends. And being an OG and friends. And basically there's a lot to this topic. You know what? I'm not even sure if I want to talk about this. You know what I wanted to Man, there's so much I want to cover. You know what? I'm going to do today? I'm just going to rant today. I am just going to rant. And one of these rants is going to be a video, an individual video on its own. So let me get into my rants. Man, where to start? There's so much. All right, let me start with this rant. Now, because Friends is actually a very good and appropriate starting point to go from. So, first off, let's talk about the elephant in the room, Pat Stedman. And I should really have Pat on the show. I should really invite Pat. Pat Stedman. If you guys don't know the story of Pat Stedman, he's in the manosphere over on Twitter. He ended up going to the whole storm the Capitol thing, going up into the government buildings and whatnot. I'm not sure which building it was. And my man, he posted it all on Twitter, and he apparently got hemmed up for it. He's free, but apparently he was questioned. He was detained and questioned. He's a really, I don't mean it as an insult, but he's a really innocuous guy. He's kind of harmless, regular old dude. He's a relationship guru, if that's not an insult. I'm not trying to insult the guy. I don't follow him on Twitter. I'm not really a big fan. I disagree with a whole lot of what he says, but I don't see that as a reason to harass him and go after him all the time. He did some goofy stuff. Like, I saw him. I mean, I don't drink. I'm Muslim, but he was my man was drinking wine with ice ice in the glass. I ain't never seen nothing like that. I live in Germany. They got vineyards here. People are really wine connoisseurs, and I think Germans would straight up lynch you if they saw you putting ice in any wine. I don't care if it's that cheap €1 5-liter box of sangria. They probably just break out pitchforks and torches and come for you. So I mean, I found that a bit like, yo, what the heck? It kind of like I was like, yeah, that confirms I ain't gonna follow you. I don't drink, but I know people don't drink like that. So anywho, my man, so I don't really attack him unless he says something crazy. It's not even an attack. I just, I clown everybody. I come after everybody every once in a while. You say something goofy. So anyway, my man, they started piling on my man. What's up, Gracious? So they started piling on my man on Twitter, about, going to the Capitol, getting stormed up, and everybody's making snivy little comments and whatnot. And I was saying that what Pat did took cojones, and it did. Now, was it a good idea? No. Obviously, you need to be smart, kinda, if you're gonna, let your sack hang out, for lack of a better term. If you're gonna show testicular fortitude, then it's generally a good idea to, do it in a smart way. But that's generally not how it works. I mean, we see these guys all the time. These social media cats, they climb up these big old buildings, no climbing protection, no ropes or whatever else. And it's like, yo, my palms are sweating watching these free climbers climbing up these skyscrapers. I'm like, yo, I ain't never doing that like that. That takes some serious cojones. Is it smart? Probably not. But nobody really jumps on these guys about that type of stuff. My man went and did some goofy stuff like that. You generally don't want to F with the federal government. It's just not a good idea to go around mess with Uncle Sam. We know he's broke, but he's still kind of cutthroat and ruthless. So anywho, I was like, I got kind of tired of seeing it because, the dude picked his battle. He picked this hill he wanted to go die on, so let him die on his hill. Why are you mad? Why are you, all over him about it? And so I was basically like, yo, do this. Post something that you have done that took some cojones. And, the responses I got was just proof of how little and how few cojones dudes out there actually have. There was like maybe 3 or 4 guys, Ryan Stone was one of them, that posted some actual credible stuff that they did that took some cojones. Other than that, everybody got all passive aggressive. Oh, I'm not going to post anything that puts me, in trouble with the law. Well, who asked you to put anything online that had trouble with the laws? Niggas, say you rode down a hill at a 30-degree gradient and didn't tap the brakes. Tell me you went paragliding. Tell me you went free climbing. Tell me you went and wrestled a cow or your neighbor's dog. Tell me you did something that took some sort of cojones. I ain't ask you about nothing illegal. And guys can't do it. What do? They come at you and start arguing passive aggressive like a bunch of dang women. These are not guys you want in your circle. You know what this proved? It proved that if you go into a fight, the guy to take with you is Pat Stedman and not these feckless CUNT-S's who are on Twitter just arguing and debating, because Pat will throw a punch. These niggas won't. These dudes, I'm going to go on Twitter and keyboard warrior. Yeah, well, this dude, I know he'll swing because he's crazy enough to go up in the government's building, which ain't a good idea, guys. Don't go invading government buildings and offices. He's got more cojones in his pants than all these Twitter, passive-aggressive wankers. And I'm like more than happy to accept your criticisms of that dude if you can show me that you have done anything that took even a gnat's sack to do. I was waiting for guys to ask me what I did. I got my niggas. I got lists. I got lists of stuff that I've done. So I was just waiting. Nobody asked me. They knew better. I wrote a whole book about it. So, yeah. And here's the thing. Gracious says right here, Gracious says, true. Pat Stedman and Cernovich, they do stuff. They do. But the point wasn't even Pat himself. He wasn't even the point. The point was he exposed the bitch-made nature of the 21st century man. All these pro-masculine alpha, masculine Twitter guys. Yeah, okay. They were the first ones to turn into a bunch of little typing keyboard warrior whores the moment someone went out and actually did something. And you know why? Because he made their balls feel that small. That's why. Was it goofy? Absolutely. But what he did took more cojones than going on Twitter. Pat, they're always talking about, yeah, guys, don't pause, don't think, just go this, start your business. Don't do this, just don't think, you're thinking too much, you're planning too much, do this. Bunch of fucking NPC dickheads circle jerking each other with the same stupid tropisms as somebody else that they saw on Twitter. They're a bunch of cunts. I said it. I don't care if you follow me and you like me. If I follow you and I like you, if you piled in on dude and you can't show that you did something, you're a dick. So, yeah, sure. Anyway, that's my first rant. I'm ready to go off today. I've been holding this stuff in like all week. So now I got my girl's putting some lotion on me here. Hold up. Dang, she's trying to make me a white person. Look at this. One moment, please, while I get my massage. I ran the crowds off. Everybody running away. You see, the crowd started off good. Disappearing. Sorry, guys. I don't know what happened on the internet there. So the second rant I want to go on, and it's actually kind of in the friend zone. Don't be in the friend zone, guys. But it is about your woman, and I. Okay. Can you use something for? Yeah. Hey, just throw up a little one or something for me if you could. Okay, cool. I'm back. So cool. So I keep on saying the same thing like 10 times. Talking about friends, the person that's closest to you is your woman, right? Now, I always compare a relationship to like military command. You are the general, and your women are your. One second, I turn off the camera, guys. And your women are your lieutenants. So you are ultimately responsible for what happens under your command. You are accountable. The general, you're the one who ultimately makes the decisions on, battle and war and what's going to happen. We're going to go left, we're going to go right, we're going to go over the hill, we're going to do this, we're going to use artillery, we're going to use airstrikes. You're the general. That's how it is. And really, women generally, if they're not like, broken through feminism, they generally agree with this. They want a guy who is dominant and leads. They want this. They want, a guy who's going to tell them where to go, what to do, and all this type of stuff. And that's completely acceptable. That's how it's been forever. That's how we're designed as a species. So just, it is what it is. Anywho, there's always the enemy. An enemy are other guys. Now, what we're coming into, and I know I'm going deep into some like relationship stuff here, but your woman is the closest person you have in terms of your friend. What's up, Red Sings the Blues? So, now your woman is your second in command. She's your SIC, your second in command. And, even though the general is under no obligation to take the suggestions of the second in command, it's always wise to. It's not always wise to, at the end of the day, but you got a second in command. You can refer back to him in certain things, guys, certain things. I'm just being very general here. But your second in command stands guard. Now we're going to come into mate guarding. And now you need to really check on how your girl really feels about you. AKA, she's supposed to be my closest friend, according to a woman. Well, let's see if your woman acts like your friend. So when you are not there as the commander, the second in command is standing guard. They are standing post over your household, over your money that you leave them with, or that they have, the safety and whatever else of your household. They contact you ASAP when the enemy is like trying to kick in the gates. And you're like, all right, I'm coming in and I'm going to take out the enemy. Guys, most of y'all guys are dealing with women who are online. Like, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm trying to think of the word I'm looking for here. Your woman online talking to dudes, flirting with dudes, chatting dudes up, even debating with dudes. I got a video on here talking about you're being cooked. I think that's the title. I can't remember. It's been a long time. If your woman's arguing with other dudes online, dude, what she's doing basically is she's opening the door to attraction to some other guy. Does that sound like a friend of yours? Does that sound like your second in command? Because here's the thing. She mans the wall. Women are what? Sexual gatekeepers. That means she's in charge of the gates. Now, you can do your part as a man, but at the end of the day, she's the one who leaves the gates open or closed. And so if she's opening the gates to regular dudes and dudes out there on the internet, don't. And here's the thing, guys. She's your enemy. That ain't your friend. That ain't your girl. Friends, dudes, I'm trying to be real general with this so I can cover a lot of topics. But anyway, that is an enemy. Do you know why? Because your enemy is doing what he's supposed to be doing. Imagine a war situation. You're in a war, you're in a battle. For some reason, you got a wall and gates, like that's realistic nowadays, or a border, or whatever they're supposed to be guarding. And you're like, this is your objective. You guard the gates. The enemy's on the other side, and the enemy's trying to get in and get us. They're trying to kill us. And then your second in command, what do? Throws open the gates. And then the enemy comes running in. Who are you going to be mad at? You can be mad at your second in command, or are you going to be mad at the enemy? Well, see, here's the problem with most guys. Most guys get mad at the guy who's trying to get at his girl. Yeah, but your girl is the one who left the freaking gates open. The enemy's doing what the enemy's supposed to be doing, which is trying to get in the gates. Your second in command is supposed to be guarding the gates and keeping them closed and warning you when they can't keep the gates guarded. When it's too much for them, they call you so you can do the backup thing. Yo, airstrikes, let's get it. But no, she's leaving the gates open. She opened the gates and niggas done ran in. Now, buddy, that's my girl. No, it's not your girl. She opened the gates. Get rid of her. Your second in command. This is why sedition. This is why mutiny. This is why. What are all the terms for, like, the ways that you can betray your country and your command in military are usually punishable by death. They're all punishable by death. When you look at like anything that goes against the state in and it provides preference or a higher position over your state to another state, especially an enemy one, yeah, treason, yeah, sedition, on a ship, it's mutiny. Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. All these type of things are punishable by death. You don't find when someone goes into treason, the government's like, oh, the enemy, why did you buy those nuclear secrets from our nuclear officer? How dare you? No, you expect that. That's why death, that's why they're your enemy, and that's why you put death on the guy who sold your enemy the nuclear secrets. But y'all niggas is out here, your girl running out here, thoughting it up. Thank you for the term right there, gracious interest. Thoughting it up, opening the gates to dudes, and then you mad at the dudes? Really, nigga? What's wrong with y'all, man? What's wrong with y'all? You got to see things for what it is. I understand, the hoo-ha is blinding at times. Oh, guys, man. I don't know. There's so much going on right now. You got to know who your friends are out, especially in this day and age, because we see the left is out here canceling everybody. And then you got enemies left and right waiting to cancel you, but they're calling themselves your friends. You got your woman out here. Well, alhamdulillah, I don't. If I find out they just fired. Hey, you hear me over there? You open the gate, you fired, my niggas. You fired. And you see that window out there? Third story. I'll just be, I ain't gonna throw you out the window, but it's definitely gonna throw your stuff out the window. You can go out. I'll throw a garbage bag out there so you could be taken out with the garbage where you belong if you open the gates to the enemy. Just let her know. Make sure she know what's up. She know I ain't playing either. So, anywho, guys, when you pick your friends, and this is an important thing, and this isn't a sales pitch. You don't buy my vetting guide. I don't give a dang. I make good money on crypto. I make good money on the construction side. I don't need your money from the vetting guide. It'd be nice, but I don't need it. Dudes, vet your women, vet your friends. You got to vet them both, because I bet you, I'll put money on it, if it was halal to bet, that Pat Stedman thought he had friends, and them niggas piled on him. And then who was it that actually came up and like put some sort of defense to his back? Dudes he ain't ever talked to. Dudes like me. I was surprised, and I wanted to do a post about it. And the only reason why I posted about it is because Andrew Tate reminded me. Andrew Tate was talking about it. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I wanted to talk about this. And so then I jumped on his stuff and I just started tweeting about it. But I actually wanted to cover it. But I be all over the place, man. My crypto miners be going all over the place. And so, I be getting distracted. So anywho, vet your friends, and this is very important. And you got to create situations. You have to create. Listen to me, men or women. You have to create situations that will cause them to react in a way that shows who they really are. Because people will mask and hide who they really are really well and for a really long time. And a lot of times, I don't know about a lot of times for you guys, but me, because I'm Abuamerican, fakes show up regularly. They show up regularly. Now, the more you become a public figure, or the more you move up in finances, or whatever your realm is, the better you get in whatever you do, even in your professional career. Dudes are going to start acting like your buddy, and then they're going to find a way to try and hem you up. No, it doesn't. Hakim of Insan. Does the vetting guide show you how to vet your friends? No. Mm-mm. This is very true. Hoo-ha more blinding than the sun for some of these guys out here. Dude, the thirst is bad. And they done forgot that the sun is hot, and that's what's making them thirsty. And then they go out there even, taking off their shirt, getting hotter without any water. And that's why they're thirsty, and that's why they get blinded. So anyway, anywho, no, the vetting guide does not cover how to vet friends. It doesn't like that. You got to vet your friends, dudes. You can't just let anybody through the gates. You can't let anybody in through the doors. Yeah, I do talk about it in my book. I wrote a book, The Mad Monkey. It's not a sales pitch. I don't care. You buy it, don't buy it, whatever. I talk about it in the Mad Monkey, vetted, untested men, and combat's a good way to do it. When you're fighting somebody, get in the ring with somebody, do some jujitsu with them, go boxing with them. You're going to see how they really feel about you. You want to vet your friends, fight them, put some gloves on, go boxing. If he's your homie, you go to box, you're going to spar, you're going to have a good time. But you know what? If he ain't your friend, that dude is going to do anything not to lose to you because he hates you. In reality, he believes he's better than you. He dislikes you. He despises you and loathes the idea of losing to you. Don't confuse this with being competitive and wanting to win. No, these dudes will spaz out. They will bite you. They will kick you in the cojones when that's not in the rules. They will do stuff that is just totally like out of line or whatever else, or they'll just start fighting real crazy, mad, like insane, throwing, like, say you're sparring. When you're sparring, you're throwing punches 30 to, let's say, 60-70%. You're not throwing full punches. These dudes will start throwing full punches when you start lighting them up with them like 30% punches. They're gonna be mad. And you vet a friend, you want to vet a friend, fight him. You'll see how he really feels about you. Fight him. That's how you vet a friend. Your women, I made a whole guide on that. Just go buy that, man. I talk about that a lot. There's a bunch of stuff in there that's coming out in part 2 that I didn't want to write like a 9,000 page guide. The 21st century woman is a mess. So there's a bunch you got to know. But anywho, coming back to friends, guys, your friends got your back no matter what. And I know a lot of guys, well, what if he's wrong? Well, yeah, even if he's wrong, your friends got your back. This is like the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. He said, when you got the ruler, you advise him, and when he's wrong, I can't remember exactly how it is. Well, I can't remember what it is, so I'm gonna retract that. Basically, like this: if your homie's wrong, you tell him he's wrong, but publicly, he's your homie. And that's how you vet that's how a homie's got to be. If your homies ain't trying to do that, the moment something goes wrong, they back off, they disappear, or they flip on you. There's never your homie. They were never your friend. I'm gonna get into that. So here's the thing: when you're wrong, your homie comes up and says, "Look, dude, you're wrong as heck. I got a homie. A matter of fact, I do the show with him. I do the Halal Bad Boys. We're doing the series right now on Hydra. JW. He tells me when I'm wrong. One time I was wrong. I dealt with the situation wrong. I did a contract. I did a business contract with a guy. I considered him a homie. And I was really I consider him a homie. And so I kind of let my guard down. And I did business with him, and I didn't write a contract. And Islamically, you're supposed to do a contract. So sorry, I'm reading a question here. Yeah, so anyway, some bad stuff popped up, because money's involved. And JW hit me up and is like, dude, you know better than to be doing business with people without a contract. He took my back though. He stayed on my side. He backed me 100%. But he was like, your biggest fault here, because I didn't try, the dude was trying to say I was ripping him off, or I was trying to rip him off, and that wasn't the case, absolutely not the case. But he was like, your fault in all of this is that you didn't do a contract. You was dead wrong. And he was right. But publicly, face to face, out there in the public in front of the people, stayed the homie. He backed me up 100%. And he wouldn't let me rip dude off anyway, because that's what your homie does also. He doesn't let you rip people off. And when you're wrong, he advises you, but he stays your homie no matter what. Yeah. So gracious, this is what I was reading. I can vouch for fighting. Me and my close friend do so from time to time. It's a necessity, man. Can you give tips on test? Oh man, dude, that's for part 2 of my vetting guide. You're gonna have to pick that up, man, when I'm finished with it. But I'm writing I got another thing I'm writing right now. This is the hadith I was talking about. Yeah, Jazakallah khair. Yeah, that's it. What else was there? There was something else I had before I went on that last rant about your homies and checking out your homies and testing your homies. What was it? He backs you even if you're wrong. There was something else, man. I went on this rant and I can't remember. Whatever else. Anywho, it'll come back. Dudes, your homies are people. Yeah, now I remember what it was. Yeah, punctuality is good too. I remember what it was. Your homie always bigs you up. Your homie always bigs you up. Now, that doesn't mean he's got a lie for you, but I'll give you an example. I'll give you examples. And I'm not saying I'm like super tight and I'm the homie with the Tate brothers. I'm not saying that. They're very nice guys. I consider myself friends to a degree with them, but we're not like close friends. I visit them when they're in Germany. I see them. They hit me up. They're like, yo, we're in Germany. We're going to be here. Can you make it? And I always make it because these are some cool dudes, So anyway, I went down to Munich to see them. They were in Munich. Just when was that? That was just before. That was during the Rona, but it was like last year. Yeah, it wasn't in 2021. My niggas. It was like October, I think. I think it was October. So anyway, I think it was October. They were in Munich. He was down buying his Bugatti. Or no, he was buying something else. He was coming to anyway. I don't get into his business. He was down seeing about a car, and he ended up like doing the whole Bugatti thing. So anywho, I'm just saying that because the Bugatti is public now. But he was down checking out another car, really nice Austrian-made car. So anywho, when we show up, they're staying in the Kempinski, and I go down to Kempinski, and they chilling down there. And, they with some people, they with some folks. They always got pretty girls around and some other guys that like showed up to like, some interviews and whatnot, and some people showing up to see him because they're the Tate brothers. And they gained nothing by bigging me up. And they said, yo, every time we come to Germany, this is the man. This is the G of Germany. They saying this about me. I'm like, yo, these dudes. I said, why niggas? Look at this dude. They bigging me up, acting like real homies. There's no need for them to do that. They didn't have to do that. I don't really bring them anything. I don't make them money. I don't make money off them either. But I don't have any particular, bonus to them in their lives. But when we are in front of people, what do? They big me up. Your homies are supposed to be like that. They don't try and cut you down in front of people. They don't try and let anybody cut you down. They cut them off. Your homies always big you up. Even if you ain't got a bunch to big up, they'll find something to big you up about. It's like, yo, this dude, he got the biggest forearms in this building. Yo, they're going to find an excuse to make you look like the freaking man. Pay attention to how they talk about you. Pay attention to what they do, And if they ain't willing to do it, then, it is what it is. Then you know where you stand with them. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing. This comes back to the fighting. It's value. They see a value in you, or maybe even if they don't see a value in you, they just see the value in you as a homie. And therefore, if you're not up on par with them, they're going to make a way to bring you up there. They're not going to cut you down because like, what am I hanging with you for? They're going to be straight with you. So make sure your homies are people who are straight with you. Do not deal with people who, whether on your level or below your level, don't try and big you up. If he's below your level, then it's easy. Then he's going to just start talking about, yeah, my homie, this, that, the other. You got to do the same for him if he's actually your homie, because one, you want your homie to look good in front of you. And it doesn't look good if you're hanging with somebody that you crapping on. If someone's crapping on you, he's doing that to make himself look better. You're there as like his prop. You know what I mean? Like the guy who rents the Lamborghini, that's your job. You to rent a Lamborghini. You there just as this prop. You're a stage prop, dude. You ain't his homie. You there to make him look good. So he's got a contrast. Well, this is bad and I'm good. And this is what he's doing to you. Don't deal with people like that. Why would you deal with people like that? Dude, you got to pick your friends. And here's the thing, guys. Be friendly. There's no problem with that. Be friendly. But that doesn't mean you're trying to be everybody's friends. Do you understand? Let me say that again. Be friendly, But being friendly doesn't mean you're always trying to be someone's friend. You have to learn to differentiate that also for yourself and for others. You see, people get confused. I'm here in Germany and I'm working with people and I'm generally friendly to them. I'm quite friendly to them, but that doesn't mean I'm trying to be their friends. And a lot of times I've come to notice that Germans don't notice this. This is why they say, I've heard this a lot. Germans say Americans are fake. No, we're not fake. We're just friendly, but we're not trying to be your friend. And a lot of people confuse this. And what happens is now this strange, weird, artificial power dynamic starts to play. Oh, he's trying to be my friend. So now I'm going to act all wild and reckless and like you're just trying to kiss my butt. No, dude. It's just I'm here with you 8 hours a day and I'm with my family like 5 waking hours a day. I have to be friendly with you or I'm going to kill you on the job. So I'm just being friendly. I don't want to be your friend, my niggas. I don't want to be your friend. I'm just being friendly so I don't come in the job, pick up a construction hammer, and splatter your brains on the next wall. Okay? Don't confuse that. When people are being friendly to you and trying to be your friend, and make sure people do not confuse when you're being friendly and trying to be their friend. Today is a classic example. A work crew, it's a new work crew comes in. There's a guy, he's being friendly, and I'm being friendly too. We're cracking jokes, walking by each other, whatever else. We just being funny. And his workmate is being Mr. Wanker guy. Like, oh, this is a badass. And I just stopped and I said to him, I said, you know what? You're the type of guy that gets punched in the face. No more eye contact the rest of the day. Because he was acting like I was trying to be his friend. I'm not trying to be his friend. I'm like, dude, let me be clear. You should be punched in the face. But we're at work. So now you got to set like a serious hard boundary with those weirdos out there who tend to confuse this. Because what happens is they start to believe that you're being friendly is a means to set a power dynamic where he's above you and you're below him or her. And then they can start treating you however, because your amicable nature is a way to crap on you. Because, oh, you just want to try to be my friend. Oh, you're going to kiss my ass and do whatever it takes to be my friend. No, my niggas. I'm just trying not to kill you. And if I give you a reason, I might actually kill you. And so I set this hard boundary for the guy. Dude, you know what? You should probably be punched in the face. And so now when he sees me being friendly, he understands, okay, this dude, I don't really get what's going on here. Let me just stay away from him. So don't confuse those either. A lot of people are nice because when they go mad or they go bad, they go really bad. Yep. Yeah. Big facts. Never understood depreciating behavior. Yeah, I don't get it either, man. People shouldn't really do it. Assalamu alaikum. I'm pretty new practicing Muslim, and I heard that one is not allowed to text with a non-mahram woman or to get to know them. Sorry if it's not today's topic, and no, that is correct. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yusuf, long time no see, my man. Yeah, it's true, Rishi. Jazakallah khair. Yeah, it's Bardo. Yeah, no problem, man. Glad I could be of assistance in explaining that. Yeah, so in that, a lot of times what can also happen in what I was just explaining about friends and being friendly is you might confuse someone who's being friendly with being your friend. Make sure you understand social cues and you can pick up what's going on, and if the guy's actually trying to be a friend of yours or if he's actually just trying to be friendly. And a lot of times people are just being friendly because they don't like confrontation. That's the nature of human beings. They don't like confrontation. And so don't confuse guys that are being friendly with you with being your friends, because this is where a lot of conflict takes place also. You end up in conflicts with dudes because you think he's a friend. You have expectations, and most anger, whether in a relationship or in a friendship, is a relationship, but this also applies to a relationship with a woman. It comes from failed expectations. You have an expectation of a person, and then they don't meet that expectation, and you get upset with them because they failed your expectation. You can apply this to any metric of a relationship. If it's with your woman, you have the expectation she's not going to cheat on you. If she cheats on you, you're going to be disappointed and angry, right? Because she failed your expectations. A friend, you expect them to not talk crap about you behind your back. If he does it, he failed your expectations, you get upset. Most problems in relationships, male or female, relationship, love relationships or just homie relationships come from failed expectations. So how do you personally show someone that, what I'll do? I have a very, very, very close personal life. This is from a question. I'm answering a question right here. It's from Pork Chop. So how do you personally show someone you want to actually be friends with them? You know what I do? I actually give them an invite in the doorway into my life. I'll invite them over to my house. I've been in this house like 5 years, and in total, I've had 4 guests in 5 years that I invited. Let me think. No, 3. I've had 3 guests. JW. Yeah. Yeah. 4. It's 4 guests. 4 guests in total. 4 guests in 5 years I've had here. I'm not trying to be friends with a lot of people. I just really don't like people in general. I'm kind of antisocial. Yeah. So I had 2 British people here. One guy who lives here in Germany and JW. But I known JW for like over 20 years, almost 30 years now. No. Yeah, that one guy from work. That's it. So I invited him, but he couldn't make it, and he's still supposed to come over, but I haven't done a second invitation, because I don't like to inconvenience my wife either, so because then she's got to cover up on all this stuff, when dudes are here, and I like her more than I like my homies. So, I'm not trying to hey, bros before hoes, okay? Now, I'm not saying you're a hoe, but the bros come before the girls. I'm just saying you live here, okay? You live here. They don't live here. So it's not right to inconvenience the person who lives here. But the bros are the bros, okay? Because one day you might get fired, but the homies, they the homies, okay? And don't get fired, homie. We got a comment here. One thing I realized after deleting social media is a lot of friends on there are not your friends. Yeah, that's true, man. I tend to keep a few true friends around, and I prefer it that way. I've met one guy that I'm actually still friends with to this day from like the online world. Craziest story. Dude was in the U.S. military back about the same time I was. Actually, yeah, we were at the same time. You know where we met? We met on World of Warcraft. Craziest thing. Met on World of Warcraft, played the game for like 3 years when I was running a business. I was selling cars. I was buying and selling cars, and I could just, the internet was just a, really big thing at the time, and I was doing really well. And so when I met my personal quota, I would just chill for the rest of the month and play World of Warcraft. So generally I could, in 1 week, I'd make enough to survive like almost 2 months. But I said every month I need to sell a certain amount of cars in order to make my quota. And after that, I would just sleep on whatever schedule I wanted, and I play World of Warcraft. Met this dude. His name was Little Roy in the game. He was a night elf warrior. I think he was actually a defense warrior also. And I used to always do groups with him, looking for groups with him. I was the healer, and he was like the tank. And I'm still friends with that dude to this day. That's over 20 years also, man. It's dang, World of Warcraft been around like 20 years? Yeah, it has actually. Wow. Yeah, over 20 years I've been homies with that dude. But online dudes, I haven't really met too many that I'm like, really, really tight with, except for that guy. Do you have any non-Muslim friends? I got non-Muslim homies. Friends, man, friends is really, really close, man. For me, friends and homies are different things. Yeah, friends. Okay, if you a friend, are you a homie too? Oh, yeah, a friend is a homie, but a homie isn't always a friend. So a friend is always a homie. So like when I talk about JW, he's a friend and he's a homie. So I can say my homie JW, but he's also my friend. But a friend won't necessarily be a homie. I guess not. No, not really. I got non-Muslim homies. I mean, they cool, man. They cool. But I don't know. I'm saying when I got a friend, I'm straight up. I'm not even joking. If this is how serious I am about my friendship. If a friend calls me and says, "Yo, I got this dead body," and I'm gonna just say, "Stop, dude. Where you at?" And I'll show up with a shovel, and I'm not gonna bring any questions with me. if you go down, we going down together. I'm just burying him with you. We're gonna find a place to hide that body. That's how I see a friend. I will be like, do not incriminate me more than bringing a shovel and helping you bury it. I don't want to know the story, because if they ask me questions, I'm gonna be like, my niggas, I don't know. He called me about a body, and now we here caught like 2 years later because of forensics. Okay, so I don't know the story. This is as far as you gonna get me on association. That's a friend for me. Homie, I ain't gonna do that for a homie, but a friend. So no, I don't think I do have any non-Muslim friends. I'm thinking really hard, and I can't think of somebody I show up and bury a body for. Yeah. How can a guy become more serious? Dude, that's so general. I don't even know what you're talking about. More serious than what? You got to be real, just more serious. Just focus, man. I don't know what you mean. You give a general question, you give a general answer. Focus. Be more focused, my friend.
If I tell you there's a dead body, what are you going to say?
You might throw me under the bus. I don't know what you're going to do. You girl. You girls are real crazy, man. Y'all come with some crazy stuff. What if you cheated and then killed a guy, and now you trying to help me bury the guy you cheated with, knowing I'd throw you out? He's like, I killed the guy because I know he's going to throw me out the house. I don't know.
I'll do that for you, though.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be, though. You the second in command. You supposed to help me bury my bodies. I'm the commander. I got questions. Excuse me, where did this body come from? My friends, they my allies. It's an ally. We need to go over there to help the allies. You, second in command, why is there a body? Did I tell you make a body? You're the second in command. Why is there a body? I didn't order any bodies. Why is there a body? Where did this body come from? I went down my list, and you did not take orders from me to create a dead body. Why is there a dead body?
Because I have my own list.
No, you don't get. You're the second in command. That means you take the orders. You come to me and say, I got this list. Do I have permission to take action? Does the commander send out the special forces team to kill Osama, or does the special forces team just go out and do what they want to do? They take orders from the commander. You do not get to pick your list. You bring the list to me, the commander. Okay, I got questions, my niggas.
Yeah, that's next body.
So if I approve of the list, then post order, I'll say, okay, fine, we'll bury the body. But I am going to have questions, because you're not supposed to be taking individual action. Okay. Excuse me while I had to deal with that, guys. You got a Vedi guide. Very good. But I was thinking that a lot of problems could be solved by just marrying a righteous woman who was on the path of the Salaf. No? Yeah, absolutely, bro. But welcome to the club of 90 million other brothers who want to do the same thing for those 40,000 sisters. Let me see. Sorry, off topic question, but will not having a degree limit your options for marriage as a man, despite the fact you still make a lot of money through entrepreneurship? No, because it doesn't work like that, dude. I know broke dudes who are with multiple women. I know broke dudes that got women coming out their nose holes. It's not about the money. The money helps, but it's not going to save you in regards to women. You do have, it helps a lot, but it's not everything, man. Because if it was, there wouldn't be so many rich women out there who got rich. Why is Bezos divorced? I mean, if he was actually that dude, she wouldn't care about the money. She'd like the money, but she's more interested in the guy. But she's like, oh, look at this sucker. And let me just get out of here. And let me take this money with him. That's not going to help you, man. Money isn't, you misunderstand women. Women like security more than anything else. Money is a doorway to that security, but it's not her main attraction point. She's getting the money as a sense of to give herself a sense of security. But if you don't give her a sense of security in any fashion or in some fashions, what's she going to do? She's going to throw you under the bus, and she's going to take your money because she doesn't want to be out in the cold. So what she's going to want to do, she's going to go out the door, and she's going to want to be taken care of. And that's when she starts taking dudes to the bank. Geez, y'all got some questions, man. We way off topic. I'm talking about friends here. Y'all on about TRT. What? The benefits of TRT are well known. I'd say Google it, bro. That's a Googleable. That's a question that could be Googled. I wanted to just make up a word and say Googleable. I'm trying to create a new word here. I need to type that out. This is officially my word. Googleable. That's a Googleable question. That's my word. I just created it. You got to pay me like 10 cents every time you use it. So, anywho, moving on. Well, so we talk about with friends and your homies. And watching out for your homies and your friends.
Stop looking at me like that.
I'm just looking at you over there getting crazy ideas. Yeah.
No.
Okay. I need to inspect your list.
I got only one and you know it.
Well, you don't have permission. Command has rejected your request. Request denied. So, anywho, how do you personally deal with odd stares found in a foreign country? I recently visited Greece and everywhere else, and they stared. Do I be friendly to strangers? Dude, you know what? There's a TikTok. I actually look at TikTok like once a month. TikTok is kind of awesome, but I only look at it like once a month because that's freaking visual crack. You'll end up like 6 hours of your life gone, and you just thought you flicked the screen. So anyhow, there was this joke about like people in Germany staring. I wish I could find it. I would play it for you. But Germans, they are the staring masters, and they don't smile. Germans just don't smile in general. They're just like these cold. I'm like, yo, y'all must be miserable. I guess if they ain't drinking beer, they miserable. So, I mean, how do I deal with it, man? I just stare back at them. If they say hi, I say hi. If they don't, then I just stare at them because I'm just like, what are you, okay. I guess it's the thing here, But most of the time, I'm too much in my own world and doing my own thing to notice people staring at me. To be honest, I mean, I go out, I handle my business, I come back. I just really don't care. I mean, alhamdulillah. Look at this dude. Look at this dude. Look at me. Look at this magnificent beard. That salt and pepper beard. Why would they not stare at me? Do you think
That's
this type Allahumma barak feek? Hey, excuse me. Shut the cake hole over there. If we got cake, we'll go get it.
It's not me. Wasn't me.
Allahumma barak feek. I'm a good looking dude. Why wouldn't they stare at me? You know what I mean? So, I mean, I just don't really care. I'm so much into my own world and what I'm doing. I mean, I'm very big on like what's the word? Like your awareness around you, like what's going on. I'm very aware. I'm near paranoid, but in terms of like people staring at me, whatever else, if they don't seem like they're an actual physical threat, to me or my family, then man, I don't even care. I'm handling my business. I don't care what you're doing. If you mean you want to stare at me, man, I'll come do a selfie with you. You know what I'm saying? What's he saying? He's saying, I agree with you, but since I left college for entrepreneurship, my family says no one will give me their daughter in marriage. That's not true, bro. Yeah, it's not true. How do they know? Have they gone out and tried it? Do they know somebody who's actually in that situation? How many people do they know left college for entrepreneurship and can't get married? Dude, get your money. If you can take care of a family, there'll be a girl out there to marry you. If you actually handling your business as a man, being a man, and being masculine, girls are going to show up in droves, bro. So just ignore the naysayers, man. Do your stuff. Make sure you handle your business correctly, and you're going to get married, inshallah. To what extent should you watch out your homies? Apparently, you're coming in late, man. I'm saying it's like your homies are your homies. I was saying even when you're wrong, your homies stand up for you. That's not saying if he goes into a criminal offense, you got to go to jail with him or for him. No, but you don't rat him out either. If he's wrong, you advise him. But publicly, you either take a step back and you advise him in private and be like, look, man, that dude just said this and his logical argument is wrong because of this. This is what some of my homies do for me. It's like, because I get into battles with Twitter all the time, and a homie will just message me on the side on Telegram and be like, yo, you just said this, but logically that's not right because of that. And I'll change my argument or I'll change my statement. You know what I mean? Homies are in the background watching out, but they know that I'm fighting a very contentious battle because I get into some, crazy contentious battles on Twitter. And they're like, yo, I'm kind of back off this one. But on the sidelines, they're like, yo, this person just said this, hit him with this button, hit him with that. You know what I mean? So your homies has got your back, and if you're wrong, then they hit you up and they tell you in private, hey man, you brought this point, but you're wrong. And this is why sometimes I retract tweets. This is why sometimes I say, okay, I was incorrect. I don't mind. This is what it is, because it's probably a homie who brought something to my attention that I didn't know. So your homie's always got your back, man. If you're wrong, he still got your back, but he's going to let you know you're wrong, but he's not going to throw you under the bus publicly. Frorasu. Man, I gotta find out how to say your name, bro. This right here is my man. This is the man right here. Frorasu, he's my YouTube homie. He hit me with the $5 super chat again, man. Barakallah Feek. What is it about Turks you find annoying and hard to be friends with from a Turk cultural perspective? A lot don't seem to be practicing Muslims. I mean, personally, I don't have anything against Turks. Back in the days, I might have had like a few problems with Turks, but that's because I was like, uh, I was more, what's the word? I was less forgiving of religious deviation than I am now. I mean, I'm not more forgiving of it. I just now I'm not as willing to go in and challenge people on their deviations in religion like I was in the past. So in the past, I'd go to people and I'd say, Qala Allah, Qala Rasul, this hadith, that hadith, you're praying wrong, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong. And I end up in fights with people because people don't want to hear that type of stuff, unfortunately. People always talk about, taqwa of Allah and fear of Allah. And the moment you advise them, they completely lose their cool. And so my biggest thing with the Turks was back in the past was that when you went to the Turkish masjids, they were doing a lot of stuff that was like, Islamically had no foundation or very shaky foundation or was based upon something that came from a da'if hadith or weak hadith, and so, or it came from like a semi-Sufi position. And so, I mean, back in the days, I used to have a lot of battles with Turks, but in general, I don't have anything against Turks. They're generally nice people, I mean, this is what I find. They're generally cool people. Don't ask them for their daughter in marriage, and they're gonna be cool with you. Don't expect them to be like, praying like the Salafiyin or something like this. You're gonna have a decent relationship with them, So yeah, I don't really have anything against Turks personally. I was looking at a house in Turkey. I was looking at moving to Turkey. So I mean, you see what I'm saying? A good vetting tactic would be to avoid anyone that is willing to meet you prior to marriage, don't you think? Yes and no. I mean, unfortunately, I mean, look at the world we're in right now, man. You got, I was just talking about this, man, in my men's community with some dudes. It's like you got Walis out here that are like just creepy, weird, man. They acting like they interested in the girl, and so getting around these dudes or whatever else, it turns into a problem. Islamically, is it correct? No. So, I mean, yeah, that's correct statement. But at the same time, you got people out here like blocking people getting married, and it's like people need to get married. And the reality is this: 9 times out of 10, you probably out there doing it anyway. You mixing with people at work, and I'm not making any sort of justifications. Follow the religion, do what's religiously correct. But at the end of the day, y'all fall in love with people you going to university with. Y'all fall in love with people you work with, people who got people. Y'all just out here doing all sorts of stuff. And I'm not saying you in specific, yo link. I'm not saying you in specific. I'm just saying, as Abuamerican, as a relationship consultant, the stuff I get to see and hear would break you as a Muslim. You would not last a week if you heard and seen the stuff that people message me with. You wouldn't. Either that or you're a lot stronger than I think you are, because people are writing me these messages and some people are broken from the stuff their partners put them through, or the stuff they're going through and they're putting their partner through, and it's a mess out there. So do what don't do anything haram, but make sure you get married ASAP, and get your halal on as fast as possible, man, because people be out there doing goofy stuff. Cats out there, I'm gonna get married like this and like that and whatever, like this, and inshallah you do. But 9 times out of 10, what happens? Cat ends up turning 35. The first time a woman throws like her hair in his face and it hits him, Cat's the next thing you know, he's out like smashing everything he can get his fingers on. It really just happens like that. Man, go get married, dude. Yeah, these Quranians, I can't deal with them anyway. But we were supposed to be talking about friends. So what else was there about homies? What's that? This dude Yo Link. Hey, Yo Link, you want to see my? Will I ever consider getting a hair plant? Yeah, here's my hair implant, Yo Link. You mean right here, Yo Link? Hey, Yo Link, you talking about this right here? Because this spot right here, I might get a hair implant right here, Yo Link. I see I'm kind of balding right here, Yo Link. That's why I generally shave my head bald, Yo Link. I see what you're talking about, though. You mean right there, Yo Link? Or you mean right there? Yeah. Maybe one day in Yo Link. Maybe I'll get this sorted out one day, Yo Link. So, anywho, Yo Link, you got any more questions about my hair? Maybe. This is what I'm talking about, people.
I think it's difficult.
I'm glad you took it as a joke. It's good. Anyway, your friends, man, be very careful with your friends, especially in the 21st century, because you got people that are really close to you. And if you get people that are close to you in your real life, what they're going to do, if they're fake, if you haven't taken care and you haven't watched out for these people, they can take your real life and put it online. And if you live an authentic life, that's all fine, well and good. That's great. But a lot of people don't. A lot of people are putting on like these images online that aren't, necessarily 100% accurate uh offline. And if you got people that you mix with and you're on and offline, don't match. If they're not congruent, well, what happens when you make this person mad? Then they turn online or in your life, they turn on you in the same way I was talking about those boxers. When you spar your friends, they're gonna get vicious, they're gonna get savage, and they're gonna do what they can do to try and ruin you. So just be careful out there. We got 5 minutes left, guys. Then I'm gonna pull offline. I don't know what else to talk about with friends, man. Your friends, you just, dude, see your friends in a similar way as you would your relationships, and you should be okay. You got to be real selective. One of them I know for sure. The other ones I don't. Two of them did, yeah. Well, but one of them she ended up getting divorced again because she was the divorce queen. I think she just like trying, buying and trying. I think she just like sampling men. And then the other one, she got married. Yeah, she's still married. I think they did. She's still, yeah, they did. But this ain't about wives, my niggas. So, anywho, what was I saying?
I think online friends.
Yeah, your friends. Treat your friends like relationships.
Like, online friends is not real friends, no?
Yeah, that's generally true. Like I said, I met one real online friend. Generally, your online friends aren't there. Pork Chop says one can't be a true friend with many people. Quality over quantity, and I agree with this. I don't really have many friends. My circle is super small. When I think of my friends, it's like 3 people pop in my head. When I think of like really close friends, I mean, 3 people pop in my head. And there's not many. I know a lot of people. But yeah. Man, bro, I'm not gonna try and say your name, so I'm just gonna call you Ya. Speaking of friends, Abu, how do you feel about the Saudi, UAE, Bahrain friendship with Israel? I don't really get into politics, bro. I don't really know about that and what's going on about it. If you're speaking from a religious position, then it's known that the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, did business with the Yahuds, with the Jews, and so I think he used to buy, I think he bought a shield or a sword or something from them. I can't remember the hadith exactly, but the messenger of Allah, peace be upon him, he used to do business with the Jews. He used to buy his armor or his weapons or both from them. So, and they weren't really considered to be allies back then either, as far as I know. So, I mean, I don't really see there's a huge difference there. It's known that you can do business with them and whatnot. So, I don't know the nature of the relationship. I don't know. It's not really my thing. Oh man. Yo Link, man, that's probably something for Yo Link, man. Come back with these questions on Halal Bad Boy, huh? Because that's more like talking about Islam in specific. Inshallah. Halal Bad Boys is on Thursdays, inshallah. Maybe it's time to come up with a vetting guide for friends. Dude, I got so much stuff I'm writing right now. I just don't even see it. I got a bunch of stuff I'm writing. I just don't really have time right now. Maybe if somebody wants to joint write it with me, I could talk to like maybe Bobby or something, or Sadiq and Bobby, and we can because this was actually their idea, but then it turns out they couldn't show up. Maybe there's something we could talk about, but I really don't know. I mean, for me personally, I can't really see it. That this would be something I'd take on right now. I just got too much going on. So, but it is a good idea. Somebody should probably do it. What are the small steps to take? same thing that I told Yolink. Come back on Halal Bad Boys for this, man, because this is very like religious specific stuff, and a lot of everybody watching is like a Muslim. So this is gonna be something that's gonna be more to ask on Halal Bad Boys, inshallah. Come back on Thursday, inshallah, same time. Yeah, bro. I don't churn out garbage, man. So it takes time. I don't just churn out stuff like and then grind out like a bunch of garbage, man. I'm a real perfectionist, which is a problem, but it's also good. This is true. Link, you say something very true. You can only have a few friends. The rest are just hoping you will fail. I'd say out of like the 7,600 something people that are following me, probably like 6,000 are waiting for me to like screw up. The rest are cool. Yeah. Trump once said, everyone out there is trying to take your money and your wife. Yeah, well, you know what I said about like, the enemy at the gates. Your girl is the gatekeeper. And if she's opening up the gates, if she's just letting dudes in, you know what's up with that. All right, guys, if y'all ain't getting any more questions, I mean, I hope I helped y'all out. I hope I gave you some benefit with here with my topics about friends. I can't think of anything else that really needs to be covered in terms of friends. Online friends. Online friends can turn into offline friends, but that's a whole process that, takes time that I can honestly say I'm done trying. I tried it. I just really don't find it to be something that's worked out well for me, because again, coming back to what people display to you online is not always the same what they display to you offline. And so a lot of times you find that, well, I wouldn't say a lot of times, but in some cases, you just got people out there, the weird, they don't have friends. They got a very small social circle because they're awkward people. And you end up, with an awkward person around you from the internet. And the internet does that. It allows like the awkward people to, get close to people. And so, yeah. Hey, like I said, fight them. If it's BJJ, if it's boxing, whatever else, try it, man. So, yeah. Yeah, one of my next guys is video ones. So, thanks, man. Yeah, well, that's good for you. Yeah, but yeah, oh, sorry, I was making a comment to the last one. But yeah, Link, yes, this next one's coming up as video, but I have to type it out first. Some people, they need to actually read the stuff. So it's typed out first. It's not just like all hully wully and just done out of the blue. It's something that's typed. All right, guys, this is your man Abuamerican for Halal Bad Boys. Or Halal Bad Boys. See, I'm like for OG Logic. Oops, I'm offline. No, I'm back online. For OG Logic, by myself, a little solo thing. And yeah, we'll see you hopefully with the full crew next week on Tuesday. All right.